Hi everyone. This is day one of the 30 days of Facebook Live challenge. I've challenged myself to do this. I really wanted to be able to come on for the next 30 days and talk about money and really see if I can help with some of the things that might be coming up for you, some of the things that you'd like some help with, that you might want to talk about, and basically to answer questions. So I'm happy for anybody to come on here and to ask some questions. It could be about the topic that I'm talking about, or it could be some other stuff that maybe is coming up for you. Now I'm doing this on my computer, so I'm hoping that this works quite well. This feature has just come on for me where I can do Facebook Lives on my computer, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let's start. One of the main reasons why I thought about doing this now is because we've just finished the first quarter. And I think so many people started this year with such massive expectations. When we closed off last year, it was all very much about, thank God it's over. It was such a hard year. I'm so grateful that we're starting a new year, and there was all this stuff about, this being a 1 year and this being really fabulous. So perhaps you started this year with massive expectations, and perhaps the first quarter didn't turn out exactly as you had hoped. And perhaps the money piece is still a struggle for you. The money doesn't sort itself out because the clock struck 12 and it, became 2017. Whatever you are carrying with you, whatever money stories you've been carrying with you are still with you unless you actually do some work and do some clearing on that. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to start off, let's just get into it. We could start off with, probably less heavy subjects, but, let's just do this because this is a really important subject. So what is your money story? So your money story is what you believe about money. The stories that you've heard, the things you've been told, and things that you just basically come to believe as being true. I don't know who's watching, but I love the loves and the likes and all of that, so that I could know that, you guys are enjoying this as I go. So please keep liking and letting me know if you have any questions as I go. Anyway, so your money story. Okay, so it's what you heard, and it's basically how you're operating your life and your business. When you have money stories in your subconscious that don't match what you're consciously trying to achieve, there is a massive conflict. And that's why sometimes it can just feel like an uphill battle with money. You kind of think you got it, you're really passionate about what you're doing, you're trying to get ahead, you're doing all of these things, you're doing all the right things, you've got the right strategy. Maybe you are even incorporating some modalities into it to really get your money mindset right, but still it's not working. Something's not gelling. Something's not exactly working. And it can often be because the stories in your subconscious, the beliefs in your subconscious, are totally different to what you're consciously trying to achieve. And that's why, hi Delise, nice to see you. And whoever else is listening, thank you so much for joining me. So I want to talk about family blueprints. So this is probably one of the first things that I get people to do who work with me one-on-one, and also people who join my program, is that we need to look at the family blueprint. Really look at what you grew up hearing, because it becomes embedded in your subconscious, and you might not even know it. So really look at what your dad thought about money, what your mum thought about money, how they talked about money, if they talked about money, how they handled it, was there conflict, was there divorce, was there stress, was one a spender and one a saver. Really look at the dynamics of money in your household when you were a kid. This could be from around the age of 4, 5, 6, 7, that kind of age, 8. And it really does shape what you think and how you behave. And it also shapes what you perceive as being real or as being reality for you in your business and what you can achieve. Hello, Emma. Thank you for joining me. I keep looking down because the writing is so small I can barely see it. Yes, it is a really useful exercise, and Natalie says, "Oh, big subject." Yes, let's just get into it. The first Facebook Live is the biggest. Let's just start off with a bang, because nothing else really is going to see a shift until you do this work, and that's why it's the first thing I do with my clients, because I can give people all the strategies, all the systems, all the tools. We can even look at money purpose. We can do all of that, and I'm going to be talking about all of these things. But this is where we need to start. We need to look at what is going on between your ears, and even things that you're just not even consciously aware of. So what happens when people do this work with me is that then they will write to me, or our first session, or in my program, whatever, and they'll come and tell me that they're in a puddle of tears, that so much stuff came up that they really didn't even know, things that they had heard, things that had really just stuck with them, and stuff maybe that they just blocked out, or they really, just weren't paying attention to. And yet here they were, in their business trying to make something happen when the subconscious belief is the complete opposite of what they're trying to achieve. And, it's that push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, and nothing ever gets achieved. So if you are finding that you came into this year all superhero, this is going to be my year, I'm going to do amazing things, I'm going to make lots of money, my business is going to take off, with that attitude, and it hasn't, then I would start right here. I would start and look at what is your money story. What are you believing? What are you telling yourself? What's the driver? So if you are trying to become wealthy and you grew up in a household where you were told that wealthy people are underhanded, greedy, corrupt, not one of us. If you grew up hearing these stories and you're consciously trying to become wealthy, then they're two just polar opposite things. And it's just really, really difficult. If you grew up hearing that you have to work really hard for money, it's blood, sweat and tears, you have to put everything into it, you have to make massive sacrifices, and you're over here trying to build a business that is, ease and flow and joy, they're like massively conflicted. And oftentimes what happens is that you will automatically go into the subconscious story and start operating your business like that. So suddenly, even though you went into it believing that you wanted ease, flow, and a lovely way to earn money in your business and to create a business, you become chained to your desk and you're working way too many hours and it's all really stressful and you're sacrificing your time with your family. So really, really, really look at what you heard versus what you're trying to achieve and see if there's a conflict. I'm going to check and see if there's any comments or any comments or any questions. Please let me know. I love hearts, so if you feel like giving me some, then keep those coming. So basically, that's what I suggest you do. And and even if you've done this before, do it again, because it's amazing to me, people who have done this work, have done it before, who do it again, something else gets uncovered. Now, I also want to really point out that we are not staying stuck in the past. We are not staying stuck in that place. We are not over-analyzing and over-evaluating and, just continuing to stay in the drama. We are just wanting to become aware. That's it. We are wanting to become aware of what is it that I am holding in my subconscious about money. What is it that I'm trying to achieve? Is there a conflict? And then you can move ahead. You can make some steps. You can make some conscious choices and you can make decisions. It's your decision. It's your decision what story you choose and what story you let go of. This isn't something that's set in stone. This isn't something that you cannot, get rid of. It's your choice. but it's not your choice if you don't know what it was or what it is. Then you don't have a choice in the matter. Your subconscious is running you. So what is it? And what do you then choose to do about it? What do you choose to believe from this day forward? How will you choose to let go of that story, to eliminate that story? And you can use a number of modalities to get rid of that. And again, I'll be talking more about this in the 30 days. There's lots of juicy subjects coming up. So I hope you guys keep watching and basically start there. I'm looking at comments. Yes, Emma says, I need to do it again. I'm in up level mode with my business, so I need to uncover more. And this is really important because when you are up leveling, I think people do mindset work. And, you know, they kind of do the mindset work for where they are. And they get to the point where they might clear out some stuff. They choose new beliefs, and they get to that point where they're comfortable. When you up level, it's like you can go back to square one again. And it feels uncomfortable. You just don't know if you can do it. Those old stories come out again. And so it's really important when you're up leveling to go back. It's a mistake to think that it's a set and forget, that once you do it, it's done, and that you never need to go back and look at your stories and look at your mindset ever again. You need to do this continuously. And especially when you're up leveling, it can be quite massive. Kim said, oh, accidental sad face. Loving your broadcast. Thank you, Kim. I haven't seen or spoken to you in so long. It's so nice to see you, and thank you for joining me. So that is basically it for today. Now, I just think that that's a nice little bit of journaling for everybody who's listening to this today. Go and do this work. Go and do your family blueprint and see what you uncover. And then sometimes it can be like a slap in the face. It's like, oh my God, I had no idea I was thinking that. And I had no idea that, what my dad was saying, what my mum was saying was influencing me. And again, I really want to point out that we're not going to be marinating in that space. We're going to just be becoming aware. And this is never any finger pointing or blaming. We're not saying, my dad did this to me and my mum did this to me. And we're not doing any of that. We're just going, okay, now I see how I've been perhaps sabotaging my business. Now I see perhaps where I've been stopping myself, where I've been, on a roll, and then suddenly I put the brakes on. It's like, why am I doing that? That's what you're trying to uncover. And that's what this exercise is about. Natalie says journal time. I might do it too. Because, as I said, it's never done. And something came up for me recently, which I talked about in my Facebook group. And some old money mindsets still come to the surface, especially when you're around your parents. We can revert back into that kid mode, and you start thinking like that 4, 5, 6-year-old, even though you've done all this work, even though you've done programs and whatever. So it's really important. Go and do this journaling. And, so that's basically it for today. Now, if you are part of my Facebook group, you can, even share your findings in there, or you can, just journal privately to yourself. You can certainly come in and share anyway. And I have a resource for you that you can download, and this is all about money blocks. And so it's just about, well, what is it that's getting in your way? So you've done some work, you've done some journaling, and then you're finding out what are those limitations, what are those blocks that is really stopping your success. And this is a really great guide that you can sign up for. It's free, and really see where you might be sabotaging your business success. If you're finding that you've got through quarter one and it's not what you expected, it's not what you had hoped for, and you're feeling a little bit down and out about it, it's not going to be helpful just to not do anything or to let it affect the rest of your year. It's time to really do some uncovering, to look at the blocks, to look at the sabotage, to look at the blueprints. All of this sort of work is going to help you ultimately succeed and hopefully have a great year. So that's it from me today. And I will see you guys at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. The times go back in Sydney and Victoria today, so we will be the same as the whole East Coast. The whole East Coast of Australia will be on the same time, so 12 p.m. tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then. Thanks.